Abel, Tom, this is for both of you. On your Reddit AMA, you mentioned that you think that Gennady has 4 to 5 fights left in him. With that in mind, how many fights a year would you want to fight, and who do you want him to fight next after Canelo?
I think at that level, with all the great ones, I'll just say the great ones of today, say Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather, even Vladimir, if they don't have a mental challenge that challenges them, because they're all physical challenges, they're all getting shaped the same way for the fights. If they don't have a mental challenge that a fighter that brings that out in them, it's difficult to say how many fights, but if we can get those challenges for him so that he's motivated to go to the gym, because the gym is the hardest part, the training camp is the hardest part. They're in camp for 8 to 10 weeks, and they're in camp doing the things they've done for 20-some years. That gets boring, that gets old. If they don't have that challenge, it's difficult for us to say 4 or 5 fights. I'm hoping that Tom can produce those challenges so that we have 3 or 4 more fights.
I agree with Abel. Gennady feels challenged. He feels that Canelo is the biggest challenge for him right now. The 2 best middleweights fighting against each other, and they push each other. But if he's successful next week, then there's other great challenges in the middleweight division now. You got Murata, who's doing fantastic TV ratings over in Japan. So many other, Billy Joe Saunders is still out there, undefeated champion. So there's so many other great fights out there that after Canelo, we'll see if Gennady feels challenged, and physically, he's 36, but the way he takes care of himself, 3 years, 4 years, wouldn't be out of the question at all. It just really depends on the challenge, like you said.
And Abel, you've seen the fire in Gennady with in this training camp?
A lot of fire in his eyes.
Yeah, you know what? We had a fight against a young man named Curtis Stevens, and Curtis Stevens, his people started posting some stuff on the internet, cemetery plots and stuff like that, and it upset Gennady very much, and it upset his brother very much. And I see that fire again, and in that fight, he punished Curtis. He could have knocked Curtis out early, but he punished Curtis. He wanted to make sure Curtis understood that you don't do that. And I see that again in this particular fight, and I think he's very upset about what's led up to this point. Why there is that kind of animosity. Why? Because of the positive test of the things that he's said and done. And I'm talking about Canelo, about the fact that he delayed releasing the date so that we couldn't fight on the 5th. All those little things are gnawing at Gennady, and I think that that's going to cause him to treat him just like he treated Stevens.
After the first fight, you guys had a great promotion. You were hand in hand, basically doing everything really well. This one has gotten really ugly. Are you surprised at the things that Oscar has said that has come out of the Golden Boy camp, just on a professional level?
Well, one thing that Gennady made a point of is that even though he's been very critical of Canelo, it was about the testing, the positive testing, the excuses that Canelo's made. He's never said anything personally negative about Canelo. It's his belief, however, Gennady believes that Canelo tested positive, but the thing about the national anthems and that he's not patriotic, that was a little bit of a stretch. I don't know where Oscar came up with that one, because the anthems are going to be played. It's just HBO feels that, especially when there's 3 anthems, and that's 20 minutes, that it's just like a big speed bump between the full feature and the main event. There's no disrespect to the anthems at all, but they're going to be played before the HBO pay-per-view, so everyone on the free stream will see it on the preview show. Everyone in the arena will see the anthems, and then the HBO pay-per-view will start just like it was done today. Just like today, or at a baseball game. You don't see the national anthem
in the middle of the 7th inning.
Bottom line is the disputes are going to be resolved Saturday.
Right, absolutely. And to answer it in more, I think that the insults and what Eric called me a crackhead. Really.
This is what I'm talking about.
I didn't hear that.
This is what I'm talking about.
And Chimple called him pendejo and all.
He called you a donkey.
Well, it's the same damn difference in Spanish. But anyway, if somebody could point something out that we've said in that realm, I'd welcome it. All we've tried to say is the truth, what's happened, and if it's a lie, then please tell us it's a lie. Please show us.
We're protecting Triple G's position. You know, it wasn't Abel. Even though Abel got blamed for protesting about the gloves, he didn't even get a chance to look at the gloves.
He told us.
Do we have a resolution on the gloves yet at all?
The Nevada Commission has ruled that they're not going to be allowed in this fight. The California Commission, from what we understand, they submitted to California Commission. California Commission won't approve them for any fight. So it's not just Nevada. And you know, things like that get stretched out when we just want to have the focus in the ring. We don't want to have any controversies outside the ring. We just want to focus inside the ring and a level playing field, and you know, between these two great warriors.
So we don't have to worry about a glove issue.
No, not a glove issue.
What were your guys' thoughts when you heard about the national anthem thing? That like, what was kind of your first reaction?
It was a stretch. Like, really? First of all, he's a fighter. Okay, he's a fighter. He warms up in the dressing room when he was in his heyday, and they say he warms up, and then comes out and stands there for 20 minutes waiting for those anthems to play. It's not only not fair to him and the other fighter, but it's not fair to the audience. The audience is all revved up after the fight right before. They want to see the main event. So, I mean, something's got to... I don't get some of the things that he says, but then again, he's acted kind of strange as of late. So.
All right, thank you, Jen.
It'll be an interesting fight week. We got the grand arrivals on Tuesday. It'll be the second time through the whole promotion where Canelo and Triple G will be at the same location on the same day. Maybe not the same time, but Triple G has no problem looking Canelo straight in the eye. Apparently, Canelo's the one that didn't want to have them at the same time, at the same place, but you know, we got the grand arrivals. We got a great fight week planned. Grand arrivals, then we got the press conference on Wednesday, then we got Rusa Madaev fighting against Kano Thursday on ESPN. And then the weigh-ins on Friday, open to the public. Weigh-ins open to the public. That's at the T-Mobile Arena, inside the arena on Friday. And the grand arrivals at the MGM, that's also open to the public.
It's going to be a good fight week.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Last question for you, Abel. We see everything because they send out press releases and B-roll and all these things for us to consume as the media. Do you, as a trainer, ever look at the footage that gets disseminated among us and make any kind of determination by anything you look at?
Never. What I have to do, and what I've always done in my whole time as a coach, is I have to prepare my guy to be the best he can be. And if I prepare him to be the best he can be, then the other guys are going to have to deal with 100% of my guy. It's the same thing with you. If you're preparing a story, you don't look at his story or his story. You do what you do best. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do what we do best. And if we can't beat him with our best, we can't beat him. I'm not going to adjust to adapt to him and then be less than 100%.
We got to wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.